Sarina. Hi, Steph. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I'm fine, thanks.
Sarina, hello again. If we start with you, if that's all right.
That's fine.
North Macedonia ranked 129th in the world and lost 11-0 to France last year. So how strong is your team going to be tomorrow, or are you going to use it as a chance to rotate?
No, well, we're going to be very strong, I think. We're going to have possession of the ball most of the time. And we want to have a good match, score a lot of goals. And while the match is going, we'll see if we need some substitutes and what we will do.
And can I just ask about the fitness of Fran Kirby? In training the other day, she was kind of stretching and using the time to recover. Is she likely to feature tomorrow?
Well, today she will start up training a little more, and after this training session, we'll decide what we do. But she hasn't had much training load this week, so we're not going to take any risk.
But she hasn't picked up a knock or anything. She's
no. She just needed some managing of load, and we didn't want to take any risk to press that or to push that.
Thank you, Sarina. That's all from me. We spoke earlier in the week, so I'll give the chance to the other members of the press to speak to you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. If we could start to raise virtual hands if you've got a question for Sarina, but I'm looking towards Anton for Sky Sports News if you have a question, Anton. I see Joe Curry for the BBC. Thanks, Joe.
Hi, Sarina. Good to see you.
Hi.
I know you've just spoken about Fran Kirby, but team news-wise, how are you looking heading into tomorrow's game?
What? Pardon me? You said something about Fran?
I was going to say team news. Have you got any injuries, any concerns for tomorrow night?
No, but besides Fran, everyone's fit. We have one training, so after this press conference we'll train, and hopefully everyone stays fit in this training, and we have lots of choices to make.
You've obviously only been in the job a couple of weeks. You've only been with the players a couple of days. But what have you seen from the team so far out on the training pitch?
Well, I've seen many things. First of all, an enormous, great work ethic. So I'm very excited I can work with the team. But they work so hard. Sometimes we have to ask them just, slow down a little bit. Very much quality, intention to, we had some principals we brought in and they're going for it and they really want to do very well. So yes, I really enjoyed and hopefully we can show that on the pitch tomorrow.
What are the priorities for you over these next two games on the pitch in terms of how the team play?
Well, of course, first of all, the priorities win. And we want to have good wins to score a lot of goals, conceding none. And tomorrow night we want to show how good we can play and make the English crowd proud of us. But this is also a week where we can get to know each other. We can meet and talk to players. We can set some goals. First of all, of course, in this week, and then look a little further. But yeah, getting to know the staff, getting to know the players, getting to know while you're working with them, you get to know them even better also on the pitch. And so far it has been really nice and very good.
You say that you're hoping for big wins, and these are two teams that you would expect England to beat and comfortably. Will you use it as an opportunity to use lots of players, or is it all about the result?
Now, well, first of all, it's about the results. And yes, we want to see some players too. So yes, we have some scenarios we have thought of, but first start the game, then see what happens. And while the game goes, we'll make choices.
Sarina, thank you very much. Quick one to you, Steph, if that's okay.
That's fine.
I know it's not easy. You've got your new gaffer sat to the side of you. But what's your first impressions of Sarina been this week, and how have the team responded to her?
No, I think obviously it's been a long time coming since Sarina is now officially our manager and we're able to work with her. So I think everybody was first and foremost excited and really privileged to be a part of her squad. But just kind of echo what Sarina's saying. I think the girls are full of energy. We're wanting to work as hard as we possibly can, and the camp is really positive and looking forward to learning as much as we can to be even better over these two games and head into a home Euros.
We know that England's form over the last couple of years, I mean, admittedly, COVID kind of You didn't have a huge amount of games, but heading into COVID, the form wasn't terrific. What do you as captain want to see from your team over the next 2 games?
I think for us, this is kind of like starting afresh. I think it's a clean slate for everybody. And yeah, of course, results after the World Cup weren't up to our standard and what was expected of an England team. And there's some performances that were below par. But for me and for the rest of the players, it's all about just trying to go out there and play our football and show everybody what a good team we are, because we have some exceptional players. We have young players that are coming through and who are doing that on a regular occasion in the WSL and different leagues. So I think there's going to be a lot more energy about us, and obviously a chance to impress the new manager and obviously win 2 games. That's the priority above everything else.
Thanks, Steph. Enjoy tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. I'll go next to Anton for Sky Sports News.
Hi, Sarina. Hi, Steph. Nice to see you
Hi.
again. Sarina, first off, when we spoke last week, you were saying you were looking forward to meet the players. How was the first meeting with the players? Was it nice? Was it a bit awkward getting to know everyone? How was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't awkward at all. I first met the players individual when I waited till they came into the hotel. That was really nice. And of course, you know the players, but not. Oh, we had never boxed because we don't shake hands, I think. And then we opened, and it was really exciting. And yeah, I really enjoyed the first days with the team. And there's so much energy, and such a good level on training sessions, and so much willingness to become better, and to perform tomorrow.
Yeah, you say the word energy. Steph mentioned that word as well.
Yeah.
And you said you had to almost rein in the players from working too hard. How did the players take that? And also, is it because they were all just desperate to impress you?
Yeah, well, they took it well. It's just taking some speed off the game sometimes, because then the game gets a little better, because we don't want to be in a rush. There's actually like a football thing we discussed. So you can speed up the game very much, but if you keep on speeding up, it gets too rushy, and then you might lose the ball when you have the ball. So we spoke in that theme, actually.
Is that a very English thing? Is that a very English football thing? That, we kind of, it's all sort of, very high tempo, and actually you want to slow it down and see them playing more football?
No, I'm not sure if that is an English thing. I think it's just the energy and the enthusiasm that's in the team. But sometimes you really need to speed up the game. So that's a quality of this team. But there are moments that you just drop it for a moment to start up again, to start over again, to get control over the game.
There is a lot of expectation on this team, especially going into the home Euros. We're having spent a few days with the players. Are you now thinking, yeah, we can live up to that?
You never know. What I notice is that we have a very good team, that the players are very willing to become better, to work together, and is eager to learn. So yes, the ingredients are here to perform really well. But as I said last week, there's so much competitors, and the competition will be so strong. So of course, I don't know where we will be next year. But I know now that the start is really good, and I'm really enjoying it. And these are the ingredients to continue and to become better.
There will be a lot of attention on your first starting 11. I know you won't tell us what it is, obviously, but can we expect any surprises?
Well, I don't know what you think surprises are, so just wait till tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Sarina.
You're welcome.
Thanks very much, Anton. I'll go next to Florence Lloyd-Hughes for TalkSport, please.
Thanks, Wendy. Steph, my first question was for you. I wanted to know, obviously, with COVID last year, it was quite difficult to do much kind of socialising within the camp with bubbles and all that kind of stuff. So have you guys been able to do any of that side of stuff with the new manager?
Not as yet. Obviously, we've only been in camp for 2-3 days, but I think naturally the team that we have, obviously whether it's coffee, we're fortunate enough to be near a golf course and near a cricket pitch, so a few of the girls have been out watching the cricket, just trying to get back together again and trying to bring that togetherness of the team, and just trying to reset and trying to just enjoy every moment we have. Obviously a lot of us went to the Olympics where it was quite we were quite contained, and We're in hotels a lot of the time, so it's been nice to be able to get out and work hard on the football pitch, but away from that, kind of gel together as a team throughout the last few days.
And has Jill Scott been showing you guys any of her coffee techniques yet? Did she do any barista work during the camp?
I actually got a coffee off her today, so yeah, I've seen her barista skills, obviously. She reckons she's the best at doing the milk art, but yeah, I think she should be making the coffees a lot more, to be honest.
And with that new kind of or return of normality, fans back as well tomorrow is going to be huge. So how do you think they're going to lift you guys? Oh,
it's going to be massive. I think obviously we play to play in front of our fans and to impress them and to get wins and score goals. So to be here at the St Mary's Stadium and to hear how many tickets have been sold and yet to be sold, as players we're excited, and hopefully we can put on a performance in front of our own fans.
Sarina, I wanted to ask you about the news today about that new tournament and how excited are for you to be part of an England side ahead of some of the best teams in Europe coming over to play against them.
Yeah, of course I'm excited, and it's in England. You're talking about the February tournament, I guess. Yeah. So that's exciting. You want to prepare for the Euros as good as possible, and you want to have good opponents. And the World Cup qualification and the preparation for the Euros are just mixing up. So it's good to play against world-class teams in February. So I'm really delighted we can play.
And finally, I just want to ask you about Rachel Daly, and she's obviously played predominantly as a right back and even at left back at times for England. And this week she broke yet another scoring record in the NWSL. Can we expect to see her in the forward line during your tenure for England?
Well, we won't expect her this week or tomorrow. But yeah, I've seen that too, of course, and it looks really good. The competition, or there's a lot of competition within this team on several positions. But yes, it's impressive what she's done there.
Thanks, Sarina. Thanks, Steph.
Thanks very much, Florence. Just to say, as we move into this next section, if we could have the next 10 minutes available for immediate use, and then I'll finish with an embargoed section for tomorrow's papers and online. So just keep your hands raised if you've got a question now for immediate use, and I'll go to Emma Sanders for BBC Online.
Thanks, Wendy. Hi again, Sarina. I just wanted to ask, I appreciate that you've only had a very short time with the players, but has there been anyone who's stood out for you so far in training?
Well, I'm not going to speak about individual players. We have had so many good players in training, and I'm just really impressed about the level and the work ethic, and that's really enjoyable. And hopefully we can show that tomorrow on the pitch.
Yeah, and obviously there's been quite a lot of young players involved in the England setup recently, and there were some named in your first squad. Is that something that's quite exciting for England, is the amount of youthful talent that and the potential that there is in the country?
Yeah, there's a lot of potential, but not only the young players have potential. I think what you would say, the older players or more experienced players, they have potential too. They're very good too. It's all about quality. And at the end, when you play the Euros, you need quality, but you also need a little bit of experience. So hopefully we can mix that.
Yeah, and Steph, just a quick one for you. We heard from Demi earlier this week, and she said that you as players were excited about Sarina's style of play. Again, I appreciate she's sat next to you, so this might be a bit awkward, but can you give us a bit of insight into kind of what those changes and the subtle changes perhaps from Sarina's style of play that she's introducing and what you've experienced in the past?
No, I think as soon as Sarina come in and the two sessions that we had, obviously gone to the training session today, I think it's all football focus, which for me, the likes of Demi, the girls at Man City, that's kind of music to our ears. That's how we like to play, and with the ball at our feet. And really impressed, excited. We've still got so much to learn from Sarina and Arjen, and I think, like Demi and the rest of the girls have probably said in the media, we're just so excited to get going and to just show everybody what a good team we have and what players we have, and to keep learning under Sarina as much as we possibly can.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. I'll go next to Dan Pentland, please, for WSL Full Time Magazine.
Thanks, Wendy. Hey, Sarina. Hey, Steph. Hope you're well. Questions for Sarina, first of all. Obviously, that game against North Macedonia, they're a side who've had quite a few heavy beatings in previous qualification campaigns. Do you kind of feel any pressure to go and win by a large scoreline tomorrow night?
That we feel pressure that we have to win with a lot of goals. Yeah, well, that's not pressure. We really want to do very well, and we want to have a good game, show the fans in the stadium, but also watching TV how good we are, and with a lot of energy, and hopefully that brings a lot of goals, so everyone has a nice evening, and that's what we want. And at the end, of course, first of all, you have to win.
And obviously, people will naturally expect England to qualify and qualify well. But obviously, not forgetting that Austria are in the group. You'll obviously remember Austria and the Euros in 2017. They were a real surprise package in that competition. And after qualifying for the latest Euros in 2022, it feels like they'll now obviously next be aiming for the World Cup. Are you expecting them to really kind of push you hard for qualification?
Well, they will be pushing us, of course. But actually, now this week we haven't been focused. We haven't been focused on Austria. We only focus on us, and get the team together, get the staff together, get connected with each other, and get ready for the first match on Friday and then on Tuesday.
And then just a quick question for Steph, if you don't mind. Steph, obviously, another new coach, how much of it you enjoyed this week, and how different has it been? What's kind of been the main differences from, working under Hege?
I've really enjoyed this week so far. I think we've all been anticipating this camp, and as always, it's always a privilege to get selected for England, no matter how old you are. So I think to be a part of this squad and to be working under Sarina, we're really excited and really impressed with how well the groups gel together, not just the players, but the staff as well. And I think everybody can feel that we could potentially go and do something special. But obviously the focus is tomorrow's game and the game on Tuesday, which is important for us to start off well and to start off with 2 wins. Just can't wait just to get playing football tomorrow.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much, and best of luck. Cheers. Thanks.
Just going to check that all the hands currently raised are for content for immediate use. And if they are, I'll go to Sandra Brobby for The Sun. Thank you.
Hi, Wendy. Thanks for that. And hi, Sarina. Hi, Steph. I hope you're both well. Wendy, this is one question on behalf of Tom. So I'll go into the embargo section later, if that's okay.
No problem.
It's for you, Sarina. I gather you're interested, or you're into yoga. I just wanted to find out how that helps you in terms of your coaching, and also how does it help you in terms of relaxing away from management?
Yeah, well, that helps. It's just players need some rest sometimes, and coaches too. So that's what I do. It's not a very big thing. I just do a little yoga, just mobility things. Otherwise, I become old so quickly, I think.
I mean, how long have you been practicing? Is there a particular kind of yoga that you're into?
No, it's not a real big thing. It's like I started before the Euros 2017.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Sandra. I'll go next to Mark McQuillan, please, for ITV.
Thank you very much indeed. I mean, this could be a question to either one of you, really. I mean, such a buzz around the women's game at the moment, particularly when you look at the broadcast deals with Sky and obviously the one with ITV. First match tomorrow night. I mean, how much of an occasion is this to relish tomorrow? Free to air TV, large audience watching in the ground and at home. How special a night is it going to be with everything that's going on in your sport at the moment?
Go ahead.
Obviously, I think how quickly this sport has developed over the last few years in this country. It's been special to be a part of, and like you said, the likes of ITV being able to broadcast this game. To my mum back home and to all my family who can watch, who can't get down to Southampton, is going to be a special occasion. And for players, that's what we've been striving to have, is that recognition, the ability to be on TV on a Friday night so everybody can watch how we play and how we are as a team. So, of course, that's what we've all wanted to do within this sport, and I'm so glad that we have that opportunity to do so tomorrow.
Steph, if I could just follow up by just briefly asking, because you've been in the game, a long time. what would you summarise as the biggest difference or biggest differences from, perhaps a few years ago to where we are at the moment?
Yeah, I think kind of what we're speaking about now, the fact that it's going to be broadcast live on primetime TV and via ITV, and obviously our WSL games are on Sky Sports. I think that's a massive step in the right direction. The games move so quick and the games turn full time. We're professional clubs that are putting money into making us the best athletes that we can be. It's only right that we allow these games to be broadcast on television for fans that potentially can't get to the stadium. So it's came on leaps and bounds, and hopefully we can continue to keep pushing the game to further heights over the next few years.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you, Mark. I'll go next to Glenn Moore for the Eye, please.
Hello, good afternoon. Just to say, you've got quite a large squad there, Sarina, and 2 games against relatively moderate opposition, in no disrespect to them. Are you looking to try and see almost all the squad in action over these 2 games, or are you going to stick with mainly one team and just some substitutions?
No, well, of course, it's really nice to have a bigger squad. That was a choice on purpose, so we can meet a lot of players. We had some injuries also, so players we couldn't bring in. But now we have this big squad. We brought them in. We can see them in training, which is very good. And yes, we want to see some players. But first of all, we start the game tomorrow. Then we'll see what happens during the game, and then we'll decide what we do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. And last one before we go into the embargoed section, Phil Medlicott for the Press Association, please.
Hi, Sarina. I just wanted to ask about one individual that was interesting to see her named in the squad, is Jess Carter. That's her first time back in the squad for quite a long time. Can you just say a little bit about what you sort of felt you saw in her and what you feel like she's going to bring?
Yeah, well, she's a young player. She's played minutes at her club. So we had a big squad, 25 we brought in, and we just wanted to see them all in our context, working with them. And so I don't want to talk now about individual players. I haven't talked to her yet. So first I want to give feedback to her before I just start talking to the media about her. But the whole team has impressed me, and so did she.
That's great. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Phil. OK, this next section for the next 7 or 8 minutes is embargoed for tomorrow's papers and online. And I'll go again to Sandra Brobby for The Sun, please.
Hi again, Sarina, Steph. Just wanted to talk about the hiring of Dr. Kate Hayes in terms of the performance psychology aspect for the team. I just wanted to find out, what motivated you to bring her in, and what kind of input you hope she'll have in terms of what you're doing with the women's team in terms of the World Cup qualifiers and going to Euros.
Yeah, well, of course, she's a very good practitioner. I talked to her, and we really had a click. And I think she can bring in. She works first of all with me and through the coach. And what we want to do, we'll get more team resilience, get some identity, have our values, and continue working with that. And then it's really nice to have a specialist who can bring in her qualities and the things she knows about those things.
I mean, how does sports psychology help you as a manager? Is it something you've used before, both at club and an international career when you were at the Netherlands?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe in it. I think sports psychology is, it's about, can be anything, lifestyle, focus, attention, how you can cooperate with each other, so many things. And then that's individual, but you also have team things like team development and all stages where teams are in, which you can do some team activities to improve on those things. So I've always used it, and I think it's just part of training and part of the program. It should be part of the program.
Great, thanks. And for you, Steph, I mean, in terms of what you do on the pitch, is sports psychology something that's informed your career, both for club, for Man City and previously, but then also for country? I mean, how does it help you as a player and also as a captain at club and country level?
Yeah, massively. I think in terms of sports psychology for me, I think as soon as I got the armband, I knew that it would be important to kind of lean on someone to kind of talk about how I would be on and off the pitch. And obviously it was a new role. I was young when I first got given it, and I knew that were going to be some tough times ahead, but also some really good times. So I'm not afraid to admit that I've used them for the majority of my career to, one, help my performance as a player, but also to develop my leadership skills. And of course, as a footballer, we're people as well. There's lots of things that go on behind the scenes that people don't see. And the majority of that time is spent with those people, whether it's your family or away at clubs. So for me, I think there's massively a place for it, and really can't wait for the new psychologist to be a part of our team going forward.
So just one final one for me, Steph, then I'll leave it. I know I don't want to hog too much, but in what ways has the sports psychology helped you in the toughest moments on the pitch?
No, I think it's always nice to have someone that's quite neutral, that's not really associated with the teams, cannot be emotional. You can be quite logical, and you can kind of just bounce ideas off, kind of explain your feelings, but also just have them honest conversations to develop yourself, but also to maybe get things off your chest. And I think it's okay to speak out when you're quite vulnerable and speak to someone that you trust. And getting the trust of the psychologist is really important for us going forward, because we're going to have some bad moments, but we 100% agree that we're going to probably have more good moments than bad.
Great, thanks, and good luck for Friday, Steph.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. I'll go to Molly Hudson for the Times.
Hi guys, thanks for your time. A question for you both, please. I think Sarina, you touched on it earlier about the fact that you're expected to score quite a lot of goals and not concede any. How do you use these games against lower ranked opposition to still kind of build defensively, when I suppose the opposition here is probably a lot lower than when you'll be tested in the Euros in the summer?
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm so glad that we're playing February against other opponents. So I don't expect during the game that we'll be tested defensively, probably in transition sometimes, but we're high on the field, on the pitch, most of the time in this game. What we did during training is play against each other, and then the level's so high that then we do get tested. So have a balance in preparing for North Macedonia and also playing against each other to become better, also against stronger opponents.
And for Steph as well?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, as a defender, it's important that we do keep clean sheets, and the best teams are those ones that absolutely love keeping clean sheets. And no matter who we play, whether it's North Macedonia or one of the best teams in the world, it's important that we get in that habit of defending our goal and actually enjoying nobody scoring against us. And it's something that we've needed to work on over the last couple of years. And yeah, of course, even if we do play low-ranked opposition, there's still stuff as defenders and as a team that we can continue to work on and pride ourselves on, and that is definitely keeping a clean sheet going forward.
And just one more for Sarina, please. You mentioned earlier on the calendar's quite condensed in terms of the Euros and then the World Cup straight after, that there are a few young players coming through. Is this a time to kind of experiment, or is it going to have to be a sort of steady progression in terms of kind of blending them in with the more experienced players?
That's you mean for the game tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, tomorrow we'll start with the game at what I think at this moment will be the best team. And what I just said in previous questions, same questions, that during the game we'll see what we think is needed, who we want to see, and what the score is, of course. So during the game we'll decide what we'll do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. I'll go to Asif Buren for Forbes, please.
Just following on from Molly's question, can we expect to see something tactically different from the team tomorrow against Macedonia that we perhaps might not see against Spain or Germany in February?
No, not tomorrow. We first practiced on just our shape and a starting point, and then how we want to play against whatever opponent we have. And maybe during the game, as we think that we need something to be able to create even more chances and score more goals, then we might do something else. But starting off is just the way we would like to start against whatever opponent it is.
And one for Steph as well. At Euro 2017, you played against a Dutch side coached by Sarina. What do you remember about the specific qualities of that team that made them difficult to play against that you hope now to instill into the England team?
No, obviously the 2017 game wasn't that good for England, but no, I think in terms of the Netherlands team, I always thought they were very, very organised. They all knew their role individually, with and without the ball, and very hard to break down. And they have the likes of Vivian Miedema, that was an unbelievable striker that can score them goals. So yeah, of course, whenever we played against Netherlands, and especially that 2017 tournament, they were a very special side, and hopefully we can do something special over the next few years.
Thank you. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you, Asif. Can you raise your hand if you've got any final questions for Sarina or Steph, please? Lovely. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see many of you tomorrow evening. Thank you.